humble myself to him. So that's out of the way. Next year's a new year. So we are here today to swear in Brendan Cox, who I have appointed as our interim chief of police. I am thrilled to swear him in again as our chief of police. He is known to us, but for those who may not know, he is an Albany native. He began his career in 1994 and very quickly rose in the ranks. He first was as a sergeant, then as a detective sergeant of our Children and Family Services Unit. In 2004, he rose to the rank of lieutenant and then detective lieutenant in charge of the Children and Family Services Unit. In 2008, he was promoted to commander of the detective division, and 2 years later, promoted to assistant chief of operations. And when I came into office, Brendan was promoted to deputy chief and then in 2015 to chief of this police department. He's a proven leader, both as a command officer and as a member of this community. He has shown his dedication to strategies that work, that strategies that help to reduce violence in communities. He is also dedicated to ensuring that our community has the resources that it needs in order to address the underlying causes of violence in our community. I am so proud of this police department. The work that this department has done under incredibly difficult circumstances, from the impacts of the pandemic to the challenges with recruitment that are impacting police departments across the country, have not set back the men and women of this department's commitment to this community. I attended just this morning a ribbon cutting at a new daycare center that is opening up at Quail and 2nd. The daycare center that had been there was closed by the state because of gun violence that was occurring in that neighborhood. And because of the hard work and the dedication and the commitment of the men and women of this department, the ability for a daycare center to open up in what is a daycare desert, to reopen, to regain the state's confidence, speaks to the hard work of the men and women of this department. And I know that while Brendan has been gone for a few years, he is going to step back into this role and see the hard work, the dedication, and the commitment, and the support that he will have as he leads this department over the next year. I want to thank Anne for allowing us to be here today. I know that there are huge sacrifices involved. You've been through this before, and so I hope you know that I do not take for granted the commitment that this takes on your part and on your family's part, and I would like everybody to join me in a round of applause in thanking you. And so now I will swear in Brendan Cox as our 26th chief. I, Brendan Cox, do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of Chief of the Albany Police Department
Chief of the Albany Police Department
to the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? You guys all warm? Not too cold? All right. So it's great to be here. So many familiar faces today in Albany, where I was born and raised. It's the place that I seem to continue to come back to, no matter where I think that life has actually brought me, no matter how crazy my family might think I am, or where I am in this point of life. This is where I started my journey in policing. Back in 1994. February 10th of 1994 was when I got sworn in. It was actually a day I thought I was going to begin and end my career in about an hour span, because it was a snowstorm out that day. I was one of, I think there was 3 of us that were late that day. We spent the first part of the morning in ASB in Division 2 at that time. South Station was Division 2, known then. A couple of us walked in late because of the snowstorm, something you're not supposed to do in policing. So I got yelled at, I was told I was going to be fired, didn't think I was going to make it to City Hall. And lo and behold, somehow I'm being sworn in as chief for the second time rather than being fired back on February 10th of 1994. So, but that was a much different time. I was much younger at that point, so it is great to be back here. I really want to thank the mayor for her confidence, her partnership. She has really been a great steward for public safety, a great steward for the city. She was always a partner for me back in 2015, my time here, even before then when I was deputy chief. Anytime there was something that we needed in this department, the mayor was always here for us, always said yes, always there to call and say, hey, what is happening? What do you guys need? What do the women and men of the department need? How can we make things better? What can we do to have this public safety partnership, and how can we move forward? So I want to thank her for that. I want to thank her for the partnership and the commitment to this department, to this city. She has made that better, and that confidence to have that conversation and say, hey, what can we do? How can we ultimately work together to continue to make this city a place that people want to work in, want to live in, want to visit? Because this is a great city. And I know I love this city. I know you all love this city. So thank you, Mayor. I truly appreciate that. I want to really take a time to thank my family. My wife, Ann, has been with me since the beginning of my journey. Back when I got on, we were just engaged to be married. Somehow she has stuck with me. I really appreciate that. She has made a ton of sacrifices for me in my career. Anytime that I've said, hey, I want to do A, she's basically said, okay, what do you need me to do? How can I make it easier? She's always stepped to the side while I've done whatever I needed to do to move forward in my career. So I love you. Thank you. When I said I was going to meet with the mayor, she kind of looked at me and I'm like, no, we're just going to sit down and talk about what the mayor might need. And she kind of rolled her eyes and was like, sure, whatever. I'll talk to you later. I'm like, okay. I got home and she's like, what did you agree to? I was like, I didn't agree to anything. So, I also want to thank my sons aren't here, Connor and Spencer. The last time I was here, they were much younger. I think they were in high school at the time, but they've always been at each of these ceremonies. They're now 27 and 24. So I think they're the happiest people today because they didn't have to come today because they're adults and they're like, we don't have to come. We got things to do. We got work. We got other things. I'm like, you guys are good. Don't worry about it. They're like, oh, thank God. We don't want to get dressed up. They're of that generation. I know I got a lot of you guys, officers that are that same age, but I know they don't like to put things like this on and have to come to these things. So they've also made a lot of sacrifices in their life. So from afar, I'll thank them while they do whatever they have to do today. My father is here. My father has always been the person I've looked up to. He is what's made me the man I am today. I was lucky in life. I had two great parents. My mother is no longer with us. My mom and dad really made our life easy. My father also always told me whenever I got frustrated in life, when I was a young sergeant and I was frustrated with work, I was not frustrated with the work I was actually doing. I was more frustrated with the leadership at that time in the department. My father was like, well, we'll put a new roof on the house, and instead of getting a boom truck and putting the shingles on the roof, you can be the boom truck and carry the shingles up to the roof. And at the end of the 2 days, he was like, are you still upset with work? And I was like, no, I'll just go back and forget about physical labor and just do what I need to do. So I have a great person to look up to, always have. My sister Christine is here too. She has always been somebody who has supported me. She was always in Florida before, decided to move back up to the cold, so I truly appreciate her support, her family's support. My sister Teresa could not be here today. My father always jokes, we had a cop, a nurse, and a teacher. My sister Teresa's teaching right now. Her husband, my brother-in-law Bobby's here. I've known Bobby since I was, about this big, when I used to run up and jump on him. He's been like a big brother and a mentor to me, so I really appreciate you guys being here. To the police in the room, I've missed you guys. That's the plain and simple truth. I've been gone for just about 8 years now. I left in January 2017. I was right before my 23rd anniversary. And people ask me all the time, do you miss the job? And for the most part, I'm like, no, I don't miss that job. Like, I'm good. Like, I've been living a good life. But the truth of the matter is policing is a family. No matter how dysfunctional we all may be, and I recognize that we might be dysfunctional, we all take care of each other. We ultimately coalesce around each other. We look out for each other through the good times and bad. We kind of understand each other because you guys see a lot of trauma. Men and women of this department see trauma, see harm, see people at the worst times of their lives. You guys respond to things in time of need. You guys step up to the plate at times when other people don't know how to step up to the plate. There's a reason why those three numbers 911 exist, because people need you. And you guys all find a way to ultimately come together and support each other. And I've missed all of you. This command staff up here, from Anthony down to all the commanders, I know what a great command staff this is. I am happy and thrilled to be back with this group up here. I know the leadership that they provided. I know everybody up here, but I've missed working with this group and back there for the folks that couldn't be up here because they're not feeling very well right now. But at the end of the day, I know what the folks have been able to do here. I realize the challenges that have existed, and I know everybody has stepped up to the plate and met those challenges head on. I had the pleasure a couple weeks ago of coming in and sitting down with the leadership, and I was amazingly impressed with the work that is being done. I know how much support I needed the last time I was here. And I see several of my command staff from the last time I was here. I see Bob, I see Eric. Daryl, you were on my command staff before. At the end of the day, I know what that means. That support is needed. I got asked a question a few minutes ago. What's it going to mean with you stepping back in? This isn't about me. This is about team. This is about a partnership. This is about a collaboration. So I look forward to ultimately serving all of you. So there's a lot of faces that I'm familiar with here today, and I look forward to working with all of you. There's a lot of the department that I know I don't know. I've been gone for 8 years. 8 years in policing is like a millennium. Like it takes off forever. I walked in City Hall not that long ago and I was like, I'm just gonna walk through that magnometer because these guys don't know who I am. But I look forward to getting to know all of the new officers and hearing from you and knowing that you have a lot of great ideas and you're part of the partnership in public safety. So I truly look forward to that. To the community, I've missed all of you as well. I can tell you right now that way back when, and for way back when to me, I started this career in 1994, but I can pick apart segments of my career and what I saw. I know what we did in 2009. And in 2009, I can tell you right now, I was ready to throw my arms up and quit. Because people were telling us back then, we don't feel safe. We don't care what statistics you're telling us. We don't care what numbers you're putting up when we're at a meeting. We don't care what those numbers said. We don't feel safe. And I get it. People want to feel safe. People want to be safe. We owe you that. But at the end of the day, this isn't about us. This isn't about the people in uniform making you safe. This is about a partnership. So we help to build that partnership, and we help to build that community partnership together, right? The Common Council, you guys were a partner. The Community Police Review Board, you guys were a partner. The unions, you guys are a partner. This is about being a partner. We were able to get the Albany Community Police Advisory Committee together. We were able to put together a strategic plan and ultimately do things like winning over a generation, healing a wounded community. We were able to ultimately help provide that feeling of safety. I want to thank Chief Hawkins. The mayor mentioned Chief Hawkins, so I had to sit through the Ohio State-Michigan game in person. So folks want to know like where I've been lately. So since I left, my youngest son decided to go to Ohio State. So my wife and I threw a whole bunch of money out the door at Ohio State. A bunch went to the state of Ohio at Columbus, and I had to sit in the frigid weather and watch them blow the game. I used to laugh and make fun of Ohio State. Now I root for them because that's where my kid went. But so I owe Chief Hawkins congratulations as well. But I also want to thank Chief Hawkins because he did an amazing job here. Being here for as long as he was as chief, that's not an easy thing to do, All you got to do is look at the plaques that used to be on the wall at headquarters to know how long chiefs usually last here. But, you know, there's a lot of great initiatives here. We'll continue those on. But the community is a partner in that. Public safety partnership is important. I've had the pleasure of traveling around the country, of traveling around the globe, and seeing the fact that the partnership here in the city, in the county, in the district attorney's office, and between the community itself is second to none, plain and simple. Because I've seen what's out there, and I know that we have a true partnership here. That doesn't mean we don't have our bumps in the road. That doesn't mean everybody's always going to agree. But at the end of the day, we will ultimately do better. So all I ask from everybody here, police, community, government partners, is to be partners, to trust one another, to be open, to be honest, to be transparent, because that's ultimately what I will give to you all, is openness, honesty, transparency, and the hard work. I have high expectations of all of you. I'm sure you have high expectations of me. That's what this is about. This is not easy. I know there's a lot of barriers. I know we have hiring and retention issues. I know we have issues of violence. We will tackle those together. And we will ultimately continue to make this a city where people want to live, work, visit, and enjoy for another 400 years. So thank you all. It's great to be back.
Thank you very much. That concludes this wonderful celebration. I'm going to call it a celebration as we look forward to the continued growth of this city and the continued opportunities that it provides. I see Kelly Kimbrough has joined us. I'm sure I've missed other elected officials. I know we have former judges, Judge Stiglmeyer, our former chief. So anyway, I hope that everybody comes forward and congratulates our new chief. You can form a line over here, but at this point, that concludes this ceremony. Thank you.